we have more moves incoming for the Colorado Avalanche as several insiders revealed some pretty wild updates regarding players that the Avs would like to sign and players that the Avs could potentially move out. We're going to be talking about guys like Jonathan Toews, guys like Charlie Coyle, guys that the Avs could move on from, Josh Manson, Sam Girard, all on this episode of Avs Digest. Now, I love you guys. I love the support we're getting on this channel. So I want to remind you to kindly, gently decimate the subscribe button so we just keep on growing our community. I love seeing you guys talk and discuss in the comments. Let's just keep it going. And let's just stop with all of the sappy stuff and let's just get right onto the video. Why don't we? Now, really, I want to talk the most about what Brock Nelson's signing means, because this is the precursor to all of the discussion we're about to have. Brock Nelson's signing has signified that the Avalanche have their full top six. Landeskog is back. There's not a single questionative player on that top six. It's done. The defense is done. The goaltending is done. Now you just have to worry about the bottom six and the bottom four pairing of your defense. But what does that mean when you only have $1.2 million in cap space? Well, this article actually goes on to say, and actually provides some good projected annual cap hits about basically the four unrestricted free agents that need to sign. Now, Malinsky is actually not an unrestricted free agent. He's a restricted free agent. So that means that his annual cap hit is pretty cheap. It's actually under $2 million. And because he's a restricted free agent, the Avs only have to qualifying offer him. And they can, but they can't, because they only have $1.2 million in cap space. The Avalanche organization loves Malinsky. They love what he is. He's a cheap, good option for a defensive depth. So they absolutely want to re-sign him, especially for under $2 million. That's great value. The question is, where do we make space? You see, Jonathan Drouin is horrendously projected to make $5 million per year. And I'm sorry, with the performance he had in these recent Stanley Cup playoffs, there is no way you can sign him unless he takes another sweetheart deal. I like Jonathan Drouin. He's a great guy, and I think he's a good hockey player. I absolutely would love him to be an Av if he took a sweetheart deal, which he might not, because his agent, Alan Walsh, is notoriously a bit of a hardball and advocates very well for his guys. So it's not possible that Jonathan Drouin could take a sweetheart deal. Yoel Kiviranta is another one. I liked his play, but if he wants more than $1.5 million, that's a tough ask. Ryan Lindgren, who is a bit of an interesting thing because Elliot Friedman, who if you don't know is a very credible reporter and his word is pretty much law, he went on to say that the Avalanche defenseman Ryan Lindgren is probably going to market. And you can see with his projected $4 million projected cap hit for next season, no way you pay that guy if he thinks he can get that. And this would be the mistake repeated again that you made with Josh Manson, and that you overpay a guy like this who is notoriously injury prone and is pretty inconsistent at times, especially defensively. No way you can pay Ryan Lindgren this. I'm glad the Avs have learned their lesson. Now, they actually go on to talk about a lot of different cap situations. Guys that we've talked about before. Could Charlie Coyle be moved out? Sam Girard, Josh Manson, Ross Colton. Miles Wood, book it. He's not here. I guarantee you that. So we're not even going to talk about him. If you guys think that I'm ever forgetting about cap situations and, oh, he's not talking about Miles Wood, I forget about him so much, and I already have him penciled in as gone. So that's the reason why that is. But a little bit interesting was Elliot Friedman going on to say about the rumors addressing Martin Necas and Charlie Coyle that the Avalanche really don't feel like they have to do anything about it. They feel good. They like how they look on paper. They say, yeah, there might be a lot of noise about having to move Charlie Coyle, but I don't hear it. I've got noise-canceling headphones. I don't really have to listen to that thing at all. They like how their roster looks, and when it looks like this, how can you not? Especially if you add in a player like Jonathan Toews. But before we get on to that, I want to give credit. This article was actually written by Bailey Curtis. She's a great reporter. You guys should absolutely follow her. And she's always helping me get some more information, a bit of a spy on the inside, if you know what I mean. But with Jonathan Toews, the Avs have a lot of interest in him, and it seems to be mutual, as the Avalanche have also been a team that Jonathan Toews himself is considering. And this article actually was the one that credited it all. I want to credit them. I don't want to just steal people's information. But for those of you that don't know, and for those of you that are new fans and might be asking, who is Jonathan Toews? Well, Jonathan Toews is one of the most decorated modern captains in the Stanley Cup era. He's won 3 Stanley Cups. He is a fantastic captain, and having him and Gabe Landeskog in a locker room would be the best vibes ever. And he is, as you can see, a face-off specialist. He has never dropped below 50% face-off percentage in a single season. That is incredible. And when the Elite Prospects page credits you as a leader, that's incredible accommodation by that organization. But let's actually look at his stats. As you can see, he's a good playmaker, and he's gotten a lot of good points. Obviously, he's not like a 90-point insane center, but he is a strong, physical, 200 pounds, 6'2", two-way center that is incredibly defensively responsible. You can see towards the tail end of his career, oh, well, he's actually not playing as well. That could mean fall off. Well, that's not exactly true, because the unfortunate situation with Jonathan Toews was really that he had effects of long COVID and had effects of chronic inflammatory response syndrome before that. So he had several years where he was sick and his body was just unwell, and he was still putting up third-line numbers. So it's really sky's the limit for what Jonathan Toews could be. Now, I don't think he's going to be prime Jonathan Toews, but he doesn't have to be. The Avalanche have their top 6, like I mentioned before. So really, all the Avs have to do is say, hey, man, can you play in the bottom 6 consistently? Can you play next to Charlie Coyle or Ross Colton? Can he move to wing if he really wants? Or does he kick Jack Drury out to wing because of Logan O'Connor's injury? And Jonathan Toews is your center. Honestly, what a fun conversation to have when you're talking about a fourth-line center and you have elite faceoff guy Jack Drury or elite faceoff guy Jonathan Toews. What an amazing dilemma to have if you're the Colorado Avalanche. And really the only other teams that seem to be in the running for a guy like Jonathan Toews was his hometown of Winnipeg, so the Winnipeg Jets, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Honestly, it seems a little bit hopeful for the Leafs. The only conversation that I've heard that gives legitimacy for the Leafs signing him is they're a Canadian team and they want to win a cup. Okay, well, the Avs are an American team. They will pay you money that you actually get to keep and won't be taxed away, and you get to have a much better team that's actually won a cup. I think that's a lot of a better situation than going to the Leafs. No offense to my Leafs fans out there and my Leafs friends. And the same thing is for the Winnipeg Jets. Obviously, it's his hometown, so there's some heart and there's some roots there. But really, I don't see the argument in going to the Winnipeg Jets. And it would be absolutely hilarious if the Avs, for the second or third time in a row, took away a potential options for the Winnipeg Jets. The Winnipeg Jets were heavily interested in Brock Nelson and really wanted him. And Brock Nelson said, I want to go to the Avs. And the Avs made a better offer to the Islanders, so the Islanders traded him to the Avs. And we don't even know if another potential option for the Jets was Charlie Coyle. So it would be hilarious if for 3 times in a row the Avs just took away good options from the Winnipeg Jets just to spite a division rival. No offense to my Jets guys out there. You just know that's how it goes. We're mortal enemies until we're rebuilding, and then we're both equally bad. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you think of Jonathan Toews? What do you think some certain guys might be moved out? The Avalanche don't seem to want to move out from Charlie Coyle. They want to seem to keep him. It's the same with guys like Martin Necas. They seem like they have no interest in moving him at this time whatsoever. But guys like Sam Girard, Josh Manson, Ross Colton, Miles Wood, all could be on the chopping block. Miles Wood, absolutely, please. What do you guys think? Who do you want to see moved out? What do you guys think about Jonathan Toews, like I said before? And let me know what is going on in the community. I love to hear your takes. And that is it on this episode of Avs Digest. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.